So the camera that I'm using and I have been using to record this content and upload one long form video a day for 1,000 days, right? I purchased this camera back in April 2020, right? So it's been literally 6 years to the month that I have purchased the camera. And the biggest plot twist when it comes down to me actually recording this and talking to you about this is that I didn't start using it properly until probably September 2025, I think, when I recorded my first YouTube video and I said, you know what, I'm going to start producing content. And it's crazy to think that because don't get me wrong, I used it here and there for sort of family gatherings, events, and just taking pictures and that sort of stuff. But to actively say that I was going to use it to produce content and to record myself talking about branding, right? Personal branding, your business brand, marketing, PR, all those sort of things, personal development, in fact, all those things that are uniquely me, the things that I love and the things I talk about all the time, literally every single day. It's crazy to think that I had no intention of using the camera for that. My only intention was to have a camera that I can just take pictures here and there. And funny enough, even with me purchasing the camera, I didn't even take many pictures. It was very much gathering dust, right? And for me in this video, that is the whole thing I wanted to talk about. The fact that I didn't use the camera properly. I didn't use the tools that I equip myself with. And it's crazy to think because you can equip yourself with the tools needed for success and you never even use it, which is a whole nother sort of conversation and story for another day. But it just sat there. I never used it. It was something that I just never really felt was aligned at the time. And as you would hear me saying a lot of my videos, it came down to the idea of fear, of putting myself out there and, speaking to the camera and having that level of camera confidence. But all of this is to show that you can have all the expertise in the world, like so much expertise, so much talent, so much untapped potential. But if you decide that you are not going to use those tools to make your expertise visible to the world, right? Then it's going to be a lot more harder to navigate because those who have taken the initiative to build their brands and to incorporate video content into their brands and to showcase their expertise and their knowledge and their insights and all the things that make them uniquely them, those are the ones who are going to flourish and continue to thrive because they have ultimately decided that the thought process of staying the same, of staying trapped or staying stuck, for them was a lot more worse than the idea of putting themselves forward for opportunities and really going against the grain when it comes down to producing said content to really just put them in a great position to be deemed as a key person of influence and the obvious choice. And it took me what 5 to 6 years to really get that into my head, to be fair. And as I always talk about, there's so much unlearning in the process of being in this position where you're just a lot more confident and comfortable with who you are, what you do, what you have to share with the world, your expertise, your knowledge, and your know-how, as mentioned. And I recently wrote a article that I put out on my Substack this week as well. Click in the description box down below and check out my Substack. Make sure you subscribe if you're interested, and make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. But for me, I spoke about the idea that for many years I was sitting on so much value, so much knowledge that I had, but effectively I was being selfish. I was being selfish to myself and I was being selfish to you. I was being selfish to you because the information that I have and the knowledge and insights that I have and have been developing and learning over the years is or are things that will ultimately change your life. It will change your life the same way it's changed mine, with the level of confidence and the way I've been able to build my business so far, and what I will be looking to do in the foreseeable future with developing a seven-figure brand and building on top of all the things that I've been able to do so far in my journey. And it's all about that documentation side of things and what I am doing in real time, because this is me. Like I say, I'm not this is not me to pretend or to be someone I'm not, because that's not the case. And that's the reason why I wanted to really do this YouTube channel and these videos, these daily videos, despite the fact that it's a lot of effort and a lot of work to do these videos. But I really enjoy it because it really allows me to document the journey and to showcase exactly what is needed and what's necessary in order to build that seven-figure brand, right? And it takes that level of dedication. And to think that I had this camera for 6 years and I didn't utilize it for all those years because of my mentality, my mindset, my headspace, or wherever I was at, I was not confident in myself to think I could do it. And I was too consumed with thinking about what other people will say based on me doing that. So, like I say, it took a lot of unlearning, and more so for me to be able to teach you how you are able to do this yourself and how to incorporate it within your brand. It was in my best interest to do it myself. I refuse to be those sort of coaches or consultants or strategists who have never done the things that they are talking about. All the things that I'm doing and I have done, like all the things I've continued to do. And even if I haven't got to the part of doing it yet, I will work towards it. And then I will tell you about the journey of how I'm documenting the process of now being able to tick that off my list to say, I've done it. So you can definitely do it as well. And let me help you do that. Right. So for me, I think it's the case where, as an expert, right, as you being an expert, it's in your best interest to not keep that knowledge to yourself. You have to share that knowledge with those who do not know, those who may have an idea of it, but they don't know the intricacies. And if you know the intricacies and you know exactly how things work in your industry, it's in your best interest to ensure that you put yourself out there and you allow people to see the greatness that you are able to provide, right? And like I said, I would never advise for you to be doing daily videos unless you really wanted to, but it doesn't make sense to do the daily videos because you need to focus on what you need to focus on as an expert, right? And focus on what you're doing. However, you can't just be having all these expertise and you're not willing to showcase and to share and to document the process of what you are doing now. It will be a lot more harder for you to cut through when there's a lot of people, i.e., your competitors, right, who are doing exactly what you're doing, but they've taken it up a notch because they have understood the importance of being able to produce that content that continues to keep them in front of people, right, in front of people's mind when it comes down to the skills that you know and the expertise that you have. So that's why it's in your best interest. So for me, this is just a video just to remind you that as far as content is concerned, as far as showcasing your expertise, it's never too late to just get started, right? And I would say don't be like me where you have the tools and you have the equipment that can help you to amplify your message and to position yourself as a key person of influence and the obvious choice, but you get caught up in the idea of what other people may think or how you're feeling at the time, or just kind of not having that level of confidence despite your expertise, despite your know-how. Don't let imposter syndrome catch you off guard from the greatness that you have within yourself. You have it, so all it comes down to now is just showcasing it and sharing it with those who need to hear it. And when you are in a position where you have the archives, the proof in the pudding to show everyone, the world, in fact, that you started from one position and you ended up in this position. It's a whole journey that you've documented and you've taken people with on the journey. You've taken them on the journey with you. And through that, it all aligns with the fact that you just got started. So if you've even got this far in the video, just get started. Just get started with the content. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you build onto it 1% better each and every time, right? As mentioned, there's so many things I'm looking to be doing as far as my content is concerned as well. But in the meantime, you just do what you can and then you build the reps and then you improve it over time and get better in a way that makes the most sense for you to continue to expand on your knowledge, and you share that knowledge wherever you end up doing in different stages of your life. You build on it and you develop and you learn it and you showcase and you document. And that's the whole process. So when it comes down to brand building, right, that is the whole purpose of what we are doing. Anything you learn, you teach, right? And you learn from others in the process as well. That's why for me, I'm grateful for the life that I've been building for myself now and what I will continue to build, because ultimately life for me is literally just a circle or loop, in fact, of teaching and learning, teaching and learning. And for me, I'm able to teach and share my knowledge and insights. And I'm able to learn from the best of the best as well. And I'm able to then showcase and share that knowledge as well. So for me, it's a blessing to be in that loop of constant learning and teaching, and just being in a position where I can continue to better myself over time as well. So with this video, you know how I get with these videos, no scripts, just talking. But I hope that this resonated. I hope that it was useful for you. I hope that you listening to this has kind of inspired you or made you think, you know what, it's in my best interest to put myself out there and to learn how to build this brand, right? So let me know in the comments if this video has helped, right? And I will catch you tomorrow. Look after yourself. Peace out.